Okay. Welcome to the Business Spotlight series, where I showcase amazing women business owners. I'm Stacy Kovitz. I'm a meta ad strategist, and today I'm so excited because I have Lindsay here. Lindsay is a blogger, and she's dedicated to helping women business owners with their SOPs and their digital optimization and a bunch of stuff that's so important that I'm terrible at. And she's got over, I'm so terrible. She's got over 15 years of experience. She even has her degree in this. And it's amazing. And she works full time. So for those of you that are thinking I couldn't do something else or start my own business, not to make you feel bad, but
No.
it's probably because she's so organized. So if you already are already a business owner, listen up, because everything that she's going to say is gold, and she's going to help you save time and be more organized. So welcome, Lindsay.
Thank you, Stacey. It's nice to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for being here and sharing your expertise with us today. And I'm so excited to get to chat with you because, like I had mentioned, my brain does not work like yours clearly does. To me, you're a superhero because you can probably look at things and figure out how to make them more efficient and work better. So I want to know all of it, but we will keep it much more concise than I would want. Can you please share with us how this became your niche, your career essentially?
So probably started off with my 9 to 5 position because I do just about the exact same thing in my day job. I'm in charge of all of the SOPs, things like that. So one of the things, and I'm also a supervise a crew of people. So the as years have gone on, I've just been kind of, gradually getting more and more work, but there's still only 8 hours in a day for my position, right? So you start to learn how to do things quicker, but without sacrificing quality. And I'm going to admit, I'm lazy. If I can find an easier way to do things that still gets the job done, but still maintains my level of quality that I'm looking for, then I'm definitely all for it. So, and then of course there's like the little things like I'm an Excel person, so I have an Excel blog that's sitting there kind of rotting away. Yeah, I started it, got about 40 posts into it, and then kind of abandoned it and went into this one. I plan to revive it, but Excel is kind of my jam, right? So when I see companies like Spreadsheetables, for example, with Andrea and Mel, that kind of stuff just excites me. So I use Google Sheets quite a bit as well for organizing, and Notion's my other one that I like to use. So uh, those two, and there's lots. There's Asana, there's Trello, there's you can use Excel, you can use Google Sheets. There's totally 100 different productivity apps that you can use. The easiest thing to do is pick one that you absolutely love, that you can kind of get wrapped in and enjoy, and go for it. Right? There's no right or wrong answer in that respect.
Okay, so I love tools. I love the idea of being organized and having more efficiency in my business. I get all the tools, and then I'm still kind of lost. So, and before I go any further, can you explain to people that may not know what an SOP is? Because I
Oh,
know that some people out there have never heard that term.
yes. So we'll start off with a workflow diagram. So workflow diagram looks kind of like an organizational chart. You have your so you have your task at the top. So let's say blogging, for example. So your header is going to be blogging, and you have a line going down to another box that says, say, SEO keyword research. So you have all of your major tasks listed, and they go follow one under another, right? An SOP is a standard operating procedure. That's the full version of it, of the acronym. So SOP, that's all it is a step-by-step procedure on how to do a task. So if I have blogging and then I have my SEO research below, your keyword research, my SOP would be about keyword research. So how am I going to, what's the steps that I go through to do the keyword research? If my next item in my workflow is drafting the blog, let's say, what steps do I take to draft the blog? That's my SOP for drafting a blog. So your workflow diagram and your SOPs should relate to each other. But honestly, an SOP is just a really fancy term for a procedure. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. And again, I'll call myself out one more time. I never paid attention to that kind of stuff. It's like I said, it's hard for me to wrap my brain around it, but I have found how important it is, because oftentimes I will just start doing things and creating things. And then when I go back, I don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
And I don't even have a team. So this isn't even to pass off to anybody, which I know that's another reason why they're so important. So yeah. Oh my goodness. So go ahead.
Even more important when you're doing it yourself, like you say, right? You create something and at the end of it, you're like, oh man, I just rocked that. That was amazing. I'm going to do the exact same thing tomorrow, but I'm going to do it faster. And then tomorrow comes around, you're like, I don't even remember what I did yesterday. So now I'm having to relearn it. I'm likely not doing it the exact same way. So I'm running into new obstacles that I didn't have yesterday because I did it differently. Right. So if you document the stuff, it's not to say that the first time you do it is perfect. It absolutely isn't. But then today, when I go back to redo what I did yesterday and try it again, I go, well, why don't I do it this way? This way would make more sense. So then I document my little side step that I take. Well, instead of using Google to do my keyword research, I'm actually going to use a tool. I'm going to use KeySearch. I can't remember what the tool's called now. I think it's KeySearch is the name that I use, or Rank IQ, for example. So then you're going to document how you use that. Okay, well, that works better, actually. So then I'm not going to use, say, Google to do it. Right? So you're going to always be updating your SOP. Maybe not every day, but things change. We're in the online world, right? Things change almost daily. So you're going to be updating it. Again, not daily, but probably more often than if you were doing something different, like physically building a wooden box, right? You're building a box. That doesn't change too much.
Okay. So now, of course, I'm like going off topic. Well, it's not off topic. Okay. So are you saying, am I hearing you say, anytime you would try, anytime you're going to do something for your business, or maybe in life, I don't know, do you automatically just open up like a document and start documenting, even if it's your very first time?
No, probably not my
Okay.
very first time.
Okay.
Right. So no, this wouldn't be something I would do my first time, but probably my second if I know that I'm going to be doing this over and over again. Like, for example, I'm fairly new to Pinterest. So the first time I went through and figured out what I was doing on Pinterest, I did not record myself because otherwise, so by record, I mean I physically record what I'm doing on the computer so I see where I'm clicking.
Oh, okay.
Like a Zoom, like what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to record 3 hours of me clicking around looking for something. So I don't record until I get to the point where I'm a little bit better with the clickiness, right?
Okay.
Where I kind of have an idea of where I'm going. But with that said, because I am so new to Pinterest, I update that quite often. So because I'll find a different way of doing things, or I sign up for a freebie from someone who knows Pinterest and they're like, oh no, don't do this, do this. I'm like, ooh, I should do that. I update my SOP. Okay, we're gonna do this from now on. I don't delete any of my old ones in case I decide to revert back. So I keep stuff for, I don't know, about 6 months is what I've been doing. Because again, online world stuff is pretty quick. Anything from 6 months ago can definitely be old news, right?
Oh my
But
goodness.
it's really
Yes.
not as hard as what it sounds. Here's a quick way of doing it. You pick a task that you do, right? So let's say I'm going to use blog post writing. You run yourself through it, recording yourself. So don't actually do it because you don't want to watch yourself actually draft a post, but run through the motions of drafting a post. Okay, so when I draft my post, I'm going to, if you're using AI, I'm going to run into Write Blogger and I'm going to go to this section and I'm going to put in these keywords and I'm going to have it generate an outline. I'm going to review the outline and change the outline. I'm going to have it, generate the post itself, copy, paste, and start editing, right? So you run through exactly what you're doing. When you're all done, if you're using Loom, or I think pretty much any recording thing has a transcript available, but if not, you can pop it into YouTube and it'll give you a transcript. And then you can take that transcript, throw it into something like a Chat GPT and ask it to create a checklist for you. So instead of having to go into your SOP, which is maybe a 45-minute long video, you can now just refer to a quick checklist. And if you get to a point in your checklist where you're like, oh, I don't remember how to do this or what to do, now you refer back to your actual written SOP, which is your transcript, or your video version of it to show you the step-by-step process of how to do it.
Okay. Everybody watching, was I right? Listen to every word she's saying. It is just, this girl knows her stuff. So did you grow up as a child, 3 years old, saying, I think there's a better, more efficient way to play with my Tinker Toys?
Mm-mm, mm-mm. No.
Okay.
I grew up from my family is a self-proclaimed family of hoarders. We are not clean. We are not. I took Marge's decluttering challenge just because. So in terms of organization and decluttering, they're very closely related. No, I am not. I don't come by this naturally. I came by it by wanting to be able to change, be able to complete things quicker. I have so much on the go. I have so much going on in my life. I'm a very, very busy person that I need to be able to be somewhat efficient in all of the things that I'm doing to be able to fit them all in, because I also love everything that I do. So I don't want to give up anything. So I have to just be more efficient at doing all the things.
Oh my gosh, I have to say, this is so hopeful. This is so hopeful for those of us that have labeled ourselves, oh, I just can't, I'm so disorganized. Like, yay, okay, this is wonderful. Okay, now let's see. I want to chat a little bit about, I know that you're also a course creator. I introduced you as a blogger, but you need to have credit where credit is due. You have probably, I don't know how many, a handful of courses, and one of which I took, and it is so good. And it is about organizing your digital files, which I will say again, here I am calling myself out again. I waste so much time looking for things on my computer. Now, I took your course, fantastic. Here's a pro tip, people. You have to take the time to actually do the things to get the system organized. You want to chat a little bit about your course? We're gonna if you're anything like me and you can't find stuff on your computer, probably the best $9 you're gonna ever spend. So I'm gonna put that in the description, but you want to give a little 30-second?
Sure. So it's a digital file naming course. So the intent is not really your folders, but I do dip into a little bit of folder management. It's more about naming your actual files, because if you name your files properly, it doesn't really matter how your folders are set up, because you can just search by your file name or the generalization of your file name, right? So the course goes through how not to file things in the first part, and then how to file things. And then you get to choose your own naming convention, because again, there's really no right or wrong answer. There's some best practices in terms of, especially if you're using online versus dashes and underscores, right? There's some best practices for naming in that respect. But mostly it's you documenting down how you're going to name your files. How do you name your images versus how do you name, say, copies of your blog posts? How do you name, if it's images, are they used images or you haven't used them yet? Like, how do you keep everything separate? And so once you have your naming convention down and you've named all of your different documents, if you're looking for something, you should be able to do kind of a keyword search in your file search area, and that should bring it up. It's going to bring up other ones, but it should narrow it down to the point where you should be able to at least find it, right?
And save
And
hours and hours
yeah,
and
and it will,
hours.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, if you have thousands of documents, which lots of us do, to go back and rename some of that is going to be time consuming. But I wouldn't go back and rename everything. I would, if you're starting right now and you have 1,000 documents, as you use the documents, rename them as you go. Because you'll probably find half of them you'll never use again. So there's no point in wasting your time renaming a document that you may never open up again. Go forward basis, as you come across documents, rename them properly. Saves you tons of time.
Absolutely love that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now you also help people save time. What do you think, or what have you found that business owners waste the most time doing that's not obvious, right? Not like, oh, well, I scroll social media all day and get lost. Like, what is something that people are wasting time doing that you see a lot?
I think it's what we just talked about. It's not being able to find things. So that doesn't have to be just be files. It can be emails. It can be, oh, I want to go, oh yeah, I need to go and find, I'm writing a blog post and I want to use Stacy's affiliate link. Well, where's Stacy's affiliate link? Okay, well, I have to go sign in under Stacy's account. Okay, well, where's Stacy's account? It's probably under, and so you spend time, and then I get to the account and I'm like, oh, what's my password? Oh, I can't remember my password. I have a password course, right? That kind of thing wastes so much time, like so much time. My number one thing, so when I start up my membership, the very first thing that the people in my membership are going to get is a business dashboard. It's in Excel. I'm going to create a Notion one too. I don't know any of the other productivity type of apps, but you can mimic this thing anywhere that allows links. And all it is it's going to list all of the things that you typically go to, right? All in one spot. So if you need something, you go to your, I don't care, you can call it your second brain, your business dashboard, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter the name. And you go, oh, I need to go into Stacy's account. Click, and it's going to open it. Or it's going to open up the document where I have all of, say, my affiliates saved, and then I'll click on Stacy, right?
Oh
So
my gosh.
it's that type of thing. It's wasting time looking for stuff. And doesn't matter what stuff is, it's wasting time looking for stuff. And it's
Okay.
getting frustrated and it's having to re-sign up for, get your new password and then you get distracted. So while I'm in my emails waiting for you to send me a link to reset my password, oh, look, I have an email from so and so. Oh, great, I should look into it. And then it's like, and I am the queen of shiny stuff. Like, if my phone goes off, you will see my eyes go. Like, I'm the queen of shiny stuff. Seriously. So I set myself up to not be distracted. So if I don't have to go into my emails, I'm not going into my email. I have it shut down. I don't even allow it to be open when I'm working. Because an
Oh
email
my
comes
gosh.
in, boom, I'm in there like white on rice. I love to see a new email, so I can't have it open. So I know myself in that respect. I can't ignore it. So I don't allow myself to
Yes.
see it come up. I don't have any email notifications even on my phone. If you email me, I don't know about it until I go check it.
Yes. That is such a great tip. I have turned off my notifications. Um, I think it's too much. I think I forget. And I mean, I
Yeah.
think I have it from 8 to 5 every day, and my whole family is always mad at me because they can't reach me and all of this. I'm like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
If you interrupt my flow, I'm gone.
Yeah.
But
So I've always told my family because I have it on like I can't remember what they call it on my cell phone, but it's like if you call me 3 times in a row, it will bypass my off. So in an
oh,
emergency, you just have to call me 3 times. I mean, that's wastes your time. But if you need to get through to me, my family knows. Call me, let it start ringing, hang up. Call back, let it start ringing, hang up. Call back, now it's going through to me. Now it will ring. And it's
oh,
something set on my iPhone. I can look it up for you. I can't remember what it's
yes,
called.
please. That is great.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's
Okay.
called.
Okay. I want to like come to your house and be in your pocket all day and watch you work. But we're going to keep this short. Before we wrap up, let me just ask you off the top of your head, what is your favorite tool? You mentioned so many. Which one would you say is the best?
Um, I do have a couple, so I have a couple that I like. In terms of planning my day, because I know planning a day can be a really tough thing for people. You have a list of 70 things that you need to do, and they all need to be done yesterday. So that can be really difficult. Um, this is a paid app, so it's Sensama. It's a time blocking type of app, but it really eliminates the noise for me. So, but you can also use, if paid apps aren't your thing, anything that says time blocking will likely be pretty similar. My second one is, well, Chat GPT, the free version, absolutely, right? Like I think most of us that use AI, use Chat GPT. And then Write Blogger for me for helping to determine, I use it for social media ideas and blogging and converting, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, YouTube videos into blog posts. So you can create your YouTube video, make it into a blog post. Obviously, it needs to have some heavy editing, so I never just leave AI to write anything.
Right.
Always heavily edit it. Otherwise, everything would be unlocking and rocket ships and game changing.
Game changing. Everything is
Yeah,
game
everything is
changing.
game changer.
Yes.
Everything's a game
Or
changer.
yes, or a treasure trove,
Yes,
right?
that's right. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh, you are
Those are three, I
so
guess.
okay. I know everybody that is watching this is completely blown away by you and all of your knowledge and everything that you have to share. So, where can we? I know you have a Facebook group and you lightly
Yeah.
mentioned a membership on its way. Shout out a couple ways that we can get in your world. And I will
So
share that in the
my
description.
my Facebook group is called, I don't remember what it's called offhand. I had to look it up here. So it's Organize Your Online Biz, which is the name of my company, Digital Productivity for Women Entrepreneurs. I'll send you the link to that.
Okay,
And then
perfect.
I have my website, which is organizeyouronlinebiz.com. I do have Pinterest. I can send you the link for that. And that's about, I do have an Instagram account, but I don't really use it. I'm trying to be pretty low on my social media because it's definitely not my forte. So organizing is, social media is not. So I'm gonna have to reverse and interview you once I get going a bit more to do social media stuff. I can organize the heck out of stuff, but I sure can't do social media that well.
Oh
So
my goodness. Yeah, that's a full-time job for sure.
yeah, it definitely is. Yes, for sure.
Okay, well, I am going to share in the description will be where to find Lindsay, where to join her Facebook group, see her blog, all of that, because she's just amazing. Thank
Thank
you
you so much.
so much for being here
Thank you for
and
having me.
so fun. And yeah, go ahead and if you like this, hit subscribe because I've got a whole slew of interviews coming up. And yeah, see you next time. Thanks so much, Lindsay.
Thank you, Stacey.
Okay, awkward. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, did I stop? No, I didn't.